Hey everyone, Solomon here with Abada. I know it's been a while, but today I'm going to show you how to propagate slash overwinter some tomato plants. So as you can see, I have two different varieties. The first here on the left is called Caris Market, and the one over here on the right is called Plata de Haiti. It's a Haitian variety. Unfortunately, neither one of these were actually taken proper care of this season, so what I'm hoping to do is to get some cuttings from each of them and place them in my makeshift greenhouse over the winter and give it another shot next year. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and start with Caris Market. So the first thing I'm going to do is to find a stem to snip. So this actually isn't a sucker. It's recommended that you actually try to find a sucker, which is something that's going to sort of branch out between the main branch and one of these right here. So it'll sort of come out at an angle. In this case, since this plant is going to, it's not going to make it over the winter, I'm just going to do my best to salvage whatever I can from this plant. So I'm going to go ahead and snip right about here. As you can see, I'm going to go ahead and also cut off some of these others right here. So I just want to leave about two at the top here. So I'm going to cut this one off as well. This one down here. And boom, this should be good. So I've already sort of pre-wet this right here. So I've got it the soil here is pretty moist, and I've dug a hole as well. So I'm just going to go ahead, place this down in here. All right, I'm going to pack the soil around it. And as soon as I can, I'm going to go ahead and start pouring some water around it. Do not want this to dry out, be in any worse shape than it already is. So just want to keep pouring. All right, just a little bit more for good measure. Boom. All right, and this is what we've got. So once we finish with the other plant, I'll show you all the makeshift greenhouse that I'm going to be using. But this seems to be good to go. So I've already got it labeled here, Caris Market, and this is what some of the tomatoes look like from this particular variety. So they're sort of like these elongated looking, almost like Roma tomatoes. Again, this plant is in very rough shape, but next year we're going to get it the way that it should be. All right, off to the next plant. So for this next plant, I'm actually going to show you guys another example. So you can propagate either in soil or in water, and there's pros and cons to both. The best thing about propagating in water is that you can see the progress of the roots. You can see them coming. But with soil, the roots are going to be much stronger. So I prefer soil, but do your own research. Figure out which one works best for you. All right, so this one's a little bit more tricky. Sort of growing from the raised bed over to this sort of bench area. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to cut off a branch a bit further down, right about here. All right, and much like the last one, I'm going to start to cut off some of these. All right, and I'm going to cut until I'm left with something. Oops, sorry about the neighbor's dog. Something a bit like this. I'm actually going to go ahead and chop this tomato off too, and this one as well. So something like this is going to be perfect for what I want to do. All right, so I'll go ahead and have my jar here, and all I've got to do is go ahead and place this inside. All right, so keep an eye on this because it's going to drink water very quickly. The water will actually need to be changed periodically too. it'll start to get a little dirty, and if I'm not careful with the sunlight, I'll get some algae in here too. So when it comes to placing these in water, just keep a close eye on them. Look out for anything out of the ordinary, and when the time comes, you'll want to go ahead and place this in some soil too. So in a moment, we're going to go to the makeshift greenhouse and look at the next step. All right, so this is the makeshift greenhouse that I mentioned. So it's actually this is what I got this comforter set with. So it's nice because it's got a nice zipper, easy access to the plants. Anytime I need, just go ahead and unzip it. It also has a nice handle right here, and you can't see it here, but on the other side there is an opening for airflow to get in there as well. So I'm going to do the same with the remainder of the 2 plants and try to get everything inside before it starts to snow here, and I'll keep everyone updated on the progress. Also, if you haven't already, check out the new website, subscribe. Any suggestions, feedback, leave in the comments below. Thanks.